さーて、ちゃっちゃと終わらせよう。いつでも行けるぞ。これも核の戦。奥義雲帝狂来。稽古にもならんな。見えた。うん、楽な仕事は大歓迎だ。
あ
速達サービスはどう？ふーに何か用？体が軽い。今の私なら風も追い越せそう。これもアドミンさんのおかげだね。悪くないね。 ルシアのおこぼれかよ。クズめ死ね。地獄に落ちろ。クズ死ね。最悪は全て私と共に刻印もできるようになりました。天下無双ジュリーが全部やっつけてあげるわ。必殺技。じゃあ天上天眼天道爆砕斬りだ。邪魔するな。私と共に刻印に変わります。安らかに眠ってください。苦痛という名の牢獄から解放されたのです。早く別の敵が来るかもしれない。
If I played Midnight Fight Express, yeah. Not for long, though. That one's on the backlog. And I kind of didn't like what little I played of it. Wasn't really... Maybe I need to play it more. I do own it.
敵の暗号を油断しないでください。破壊しましょう。敵出現。
早く別の敵が来るかもしれない。
Do I still have the Vita? It's kind of a loaded question. How do I answer this? I sold that Vita to a friend, and I have a jailbroken one now. But it's kind of useless because now there's Vita emulation, so if I really wanted to, I could just use that. Yeah, I don't really have that Vita anymore. There's nothing to play on it. I played like literally every game I wanted to play on the Vita. There's nothing I haven't touched. I played through the whole thing already. Played all the action games. Played the Tales games, like... Probably the only time I ever felt like I played, like, everything I wanted was on a console. The Vita doesn't have that many games, so it's more feasible back then. Yeah, Vita was great. Must have been watching for a long time. That was a long time ago I was using that thing.
缶バッジね。
似合うかな。
行くのね。誰にする？どれにする？
行くぞ。
Hello. Pretty demoralized with this channel right now, to be honest with you. Videos for this just did awful. I put a lot of work into that too. Channel's just doing really bad. That's why I'm trying to raise funds. The algorithm doesn't like the stuff that I put up, as it's not clickbait. Usually put up stuff I would watch myself, but algorithm doesn't like that. Want you to have your mouth open in the thumbnail and lie to people. You get this on Steam. You can't unless you live in a country where it's not region locked. So Southeast Asia or Japan. Unless you live there, you can't get it. I'm not exaggerating either. It's the only way to get it on Steam. That's why I'm playing on the Switch emulator right now. The Kamen Rider games are usually region locked. It's just this is the first one that they put on PC, so that's like the worst. They've always been region locked. They're never available in America or Europe. Southeast Asia and Japan only. So it's good that they're putting more of these on Steam. This is the first one that's ever been on PC out of all of them, but you gotta jump through hoops to get it. I guess you could use a VPN and make an account and buy it. Or if you know somebody who lives there. Somebody who lives in like Singapore or Indonesia or Japan. Any of those countries could probably get it for you, but it's easier said than done, honestly. Not many people want to do that for you. It's a lot of effort. It's way more effort than people that like live in Japan that buy like PSN cards for people. Because it's cheaper than the sites with markup. Not many people are going to be willing to do that, unfortunately. So I just took matters into my own hands. I have it running on PC. I paid for it legally. I couldn't find anybody who lived in Japan or Southeast Asia that could get it for me. I have no idea how good the port is either. That's the other thing. No idea if it's a shit port. Very well could be. So if they put more of these games on PC, you better be ready to jump through hoops to get them. Find a torrent or get lucky and make a friend who lives there that can get it for you. I have the DLC on the Japanese version. I don't have it on this version. kind of broke right now. That's why it says raising funds. It's only like 20 bucks, but I'm broke for the next couple days until the 1st. I'll probably get it on the 1st if I don't get support from you guys. All the characters aren't even out anyway, so it's like it's not not this big urgent thing. I'll get it when I get it. I do like this game though. The algorithm doesn't like this game, but I like it. I don't know what it is. I've had like one Kamen Rider game perform well for me, and that was Batrider War Genesis. Every other Kamen Riders, I've played all of them. Played pretty much all the modern ones. Batrider War 2, Genesis, Memory of Heroes did poorly. Climax Fighters I didn't even really expect, because Climax Fighters I meant, they put, like, no effort into that game. No single player content, and then, shitty netcode. I just kind of chalked that one up to a loss. I'm bummed that no one seems to really want to watch anything for this game. The algorithm isn't showing it to people. The channel will do better when there's actual good games coming out, which is not right now. It needs to be something that comes out that the big channels won't touch. Nothing else is gonna do well. This game only costs like 25 bucks, so I don't really mind. It's pretty inexpensive investment. And I was gonna play it anyway. Yeah, the channel's doing really bad right now. Ugh. When does Godzilla come out? I think Godzilla is next and then Ultraman, or it's like Ultraman next and then Godzilla. Like I have them on the Japanese version, so I can try them out. I can make videos for them. I just want to buy it again for this version. Triple rider kick. He's getting his ass beat. Few can withstand the double rider kick. Mortal Kombat eat your heart out. You don't need gore porn to have a badass finisher. Mortal Kombat is so gross now. This is more than enough right here. He got rider kicked 3 times. Like, he's done. The new Mortal Kombat's probably going to be current gen only, so the fatalities will be even more sickening, I'm sure. I can't watch people play that game, it's disgusting. It's disturbing, too. It used to be, like, comical. Politicians would complain about it back when I was a kid. It was, like, not even really something that anybody could actually do to somebody. Now it's, like, photorealistic. Way worse. Mortal Kombat when I was a kid. Mortal Kombat stopped being cool when I was, like, 10. When Mortal Kombat 3 came out. I'm surprised it's still going. Except for Shaolin Monks, that game is awesome. We need to make more of those. Ishin. I dodge chop.
俺
踊れショッカー。
哀れたな。出たな。
Oh, damn it! Stupid no dodge. Why would you make it so I can't do that? That pisses me off. I should have just taken the hit. It's alright. That's what I get for having action game instinct. Just needed to hold out without pushing that button for like 3 more seconds, but my brain just couldn't do it. Paid the price. That sucks. That's like a whole extra food item, so you really wanna do those if you can. It's definitely worth the hassle. I'm gonna take this just for ranking purposes, because I'm just trying to farm right now. Other characters should get some upgrades, being in the party as well, I assume, so... let's work on proc chance right now. I don't know if the AI takes aggro or not. So like Super Robot Wars, they only care about the player character. It probably does when you're playing with an actual human. Maybe this game just has like a hidden MMO hate system. Oh no, he's going after the AI. Guess I proved myself wrong. It's pretty rare, honestly. Normally it's just... we're just gonna make it so your AI partner doesn't exist to the AI. Like, invisible. Not even gonna try to hide it. Super Robot Wars AI. Will, like, go an entire mile around every other unit to get to the one that causes a wipe if it dies. Surprisingly, you don't get copyright claimed for the theme song in this. Probably because there's no vocals. But this game is... the algorithm just hates this game with a passion, so I couldn't care less. Kinda like that with Basara now. I don't avoid the title screen when I play Basara, because the game is not relevant to the algorithm anymore, so I don't care if it gets claimed. When that game was popular, when it was popular on my channel, I had to very explicitly avoid any screen that would cause the licensed music to play, because it would claim the whole video. And now I couldn't care less. I'm like, whatever. Take my 10 cents, Google. You clearly need it more than I do. You need the 10 cents more than I do, clearly. Multi-billion-dollar company. We're starving Google. No dodging again. Worst. Worst objective to give me. Hopefully it's just these guys. Alright, that was tolerable. When it gives you a bunch of the armored guys and it wants you to not dodge, it's like, alright, you're gonna take a bunch of guaranteed damage. Is it really worth it? I don't think it is. I got an extra food item out of it, so it's better than nothing. Got some healing procs on, so it's not too bad. like when people say that Musou games, the best ones are on the PS2. I'm like, those games are very hard to go back to. There's these weird, like, purists in the Musou fandom that just like, only like the PS2 games. They seem to, like, not be able to acknowledge that there are some things that were better back then, yes. You got a more complete game for one, and there wasn't, like, $800 of DLC like there is now. I get that, but they just dismiss, like, the fact that there's been any improvements at all, which is weird. I'm not even talking about obvious stuff like the graphics. That genre has come a long way. Like, no, the PS2 games are the peak. Like, really? How often do you go back and play them? Yeah, I played through Ori Orochi 2 last year on my phone, on my kitty sitting streams. It still holds up, but like some of the other ones don't. Like legit, like they feel ancient. Same thing with Basara as well. It's weird how there's no purist like that for Basara, because everybody in the Basara fandom is smart enough to realize that Basara 3 was a huge step up. Basara 3 was like a massive, like, quantum leap in terms of the gameplay. You don't get that in the Basara fandom, it's only in, like, the Koei Musou fandom. I just, like, think that the PS2 games are, like, these untouchable juggernauts. There's been no advancements at all in the past, like, 16 years. It's weird. I can't even begin to understand it. I think they just think that, like, one thing is better about them. The fact that you actually got a finished game and there wasn't so much nickel and diming with DLC and costumes and stuff, but like the games are still better outside that. Yeah, I agree with that part from the purists. It definitely was better when the level design allowed you to skip stuff. You know, they would give you like a harder path, and like, okay, if you do this, then all the officers are gonna jump you at once, but you can beat the level in like 5 minutes. That was way better than what they do now, for sure. I agree with that. Ori Orochi 4 is painful to play because there's like nothing you can do out the beaten path in that game at all. You have to play the way they intended, and that's it. I agree with that much, for sure. Level design is pretty much like this, but with a bunch of talking and stuff you can't skip. Linear is fine, it's just when it gets in the way of the gameplay is what I don't like. When you tried to get those weapons in Orochi 4, and like half the time it took was just waiting for the characters to shut up so the door would open. Like, yeah, great design. You want me to do this like 100 times? To sit through those damn voice lines over and over and over. Ori Orochi 4 is the worst it's been, for sure. There's no planning or like going off the beaten path or like taking a risk to get like a different scenario. It's just you play through the same thing over and over, which would be fine if there wasn't so much message lag where they talk for like a full minute. You can't play the game, you have to wait for them to stop talking. You can't even say that it's a story-focused game because The way it's designed, they want you to play through those levels like 150 times each. It's like, alright, I would do that if like more than half of the playtime is going to be waiting for a door to open. Might as well just play like the new God of War at that point, if that's what I want. 'Cause that's what the new God of War is, just waiting for characters to stop talking so that you can actually play. They have no agency in anything. No, the thing about the One Piece games is they're so hard for them to make because it's like a never-ending shonen series that's gonna go on for like another 15 years or something. The guy just like won't end the thing, so they get put in situations where they like can't do what they want because they have to follow the source material. And then because it's a video game, it has to have an ending. So I'm like pretty much every Pirate Warriors game but the first one, which was actually like the first couple years of the series, like told in video game form, they have to just make up final bosses. I'm sure they want to make more of those games because they print money, but the guy who writes it does not make it easy for them at all. That's why I'm shocked they don't do like Dragon Ball Musou, because they have a lot more freedom with that. Dragon Ball fans will play through the same battles over and over and over, just like Star Wars fans will. Like One Piece is creatively bankrupt to make that kind of game. The story doesn't move at the pace with it that they can like really turn those games out. When they started with the first one, they definitely had a couple years of leeway, but by the time that they got to the third one, they had to start like just making stuff up. Yeah, they're probably looking at another couple years before they can make, like, another Pirate Warriors. I'm sure they want to make one, because they make a lot of money, but the guy writing it, you know, he does it at a snail's pace, so, and he doesn't want to end it. So, not really easy for them to make a Musou, because they have to keep making up, like, final bosses and pad things out as long as possible, because it's been like, what, like 3 or 4 years since that game came out? I really don't think they still have enough to, like, make another Pirate Warriors. It'd be pretty hard for them to do it. Ironically, the guys making these games have, like, much cooler ideas. Like, Memory of Heroes is like, you know, we're just gonna focus on a couple riders. We're just gonna focus on a couple riders and write like an original story with them, and then we're not even gonna bother to get the original actors from the live action to come back. We're just gonna hire voice actors and just make our own thing, which is cool. Because it's like something actually interesting. But even with, you know, Batride War games, which are pretty much just like Star Wars kind of format, where you just like play through stuff from the show, they still have a lot of material to work with. There was a lot that they could do with it. I'm surprised they haven't made another one of those, honestly. I think what holds them back is that they can't sell it over here. They're more likely to greenlight like another kind of franchise Musou that they can actually sell over here. That game is legit good. I think that they did a good job with the source material. And obviously they have like 50 years of it to work with. It was like 45 or something when that game came out, so more than enough for like 3 games. It's been 7 years since that game came out. Hopefully they'll give it another shot one day. Yeah, I feel that's why One Piece is getting stuff that like nobody really wants, like Odyssey, which is like turn-based. Like everybody complained about that game being turn-based because turn-based doesn't really fit One Piece, just like it doesn't fit Dragon Ball. There's definitely shonen series out there that would work great with like turn-based, but that's not what people think of with One Piece. It's like, well, they're kind of stuck right now. The source material does not move at a pace where they can, like, crap out those games as much as they like. The thing about One Piece that gives them a lot of creative liberty, though, is the fact that they're pirates and they're seafarers. So, like, it's easy to just say, like, look, they found another island and there's like a treasure here or something, and they can make a whole game out of that. That's what's keeping One Piece video games going right now, is the whole setup of the series is basically like, you just say that they're on this random island and there's somebody here they need to beat up, but then like nothing related to what's going on in the source material can be like even mentioned or anything. They've done that a couple times with One Piece, haven't they? Like the Unlimited World game was like that, the World Seeker game was like that. Just put them on a random island. Like, oh, there's something they need to do here, but they can't make any mention of things that are going on in the manga. Because there's not enough content in the manga for a whole game. A lot of people don't realize, early Dragon Ball games were like that, too. It wasn't really until we started getting Dragon Ball games over here in America that stopped being a problem. Like, there's a bunch of turn-based Dragon Ball RPGs on Super Nintendo that, like, only go up to, like, the Vegeta fight. Because they were making them as the series was still going. Like, it was legit a problem with Dragon Ball Z, too. It's just, as foreigners, as Americans, we never had to experience that, but they went through the same thing as well. It's made, like, a bunch of fighting games and stuff, and things that, like, aren't really plot-heavy. Just put the characters in a fighting game, or just make, like, an RPG out of the first, like, 50 episodes or something, because there wasn't any creative freedom to do anything else. Yeah, that game is awesome. Yeah, I definitely will shill for that game, too. But yeah, early Dragon Ball games were very much the same. Bleach games as well. Bleach went through the same thing. They would make, like, little piecemeal games with, like, a couple hours of content, because it's still being written. Because Bleach didn't survive the, like, 10 months of filler, so they never got to the point Dragon Ball games are at now where they just do whatever the hell they want. And there's, like, not a lot of pressure to, not a lot of pressure to worry about what the author is doing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't harvested that. That went through the same kind of arc too. They had a lot of Super Nintendo games that we didn't get. I was like, alright, we're gonna make what we can with what the author has written and where the anime is, but we can't do anything more than that. They did a couple more games when the series aired over here, when Funimation picked it up, but most of them were American made, so they were trash because Funimation didn't want to pay for like a prolific Japanese developer. Same thing with Dragon Ball too. Dragon Ball had some real shit games come out, like Dragon Ball Sagas, Taiketsu. Those games are real turds because they got like shovelware studios to make them. So Dragon Ball was always really weird property for video games because it ended so long ago, but there was a period where we were getting games from like Japan and America simultaneously, and the quality difference was pretty massive, obviously. Yu Yu Hakusho was the same. They made a bunch of real stinkers on the GBA that were all like no-name shovelware studios. That didn't happen with Bleach, surprisingly. Pretty much all the Bleach games were Japanese developed, so they were at least playable. A lot of those were trash too, honestly. Most of those were hot garbage too. Especially the PSP games for Bleach were awful. They made like 6 of them on the PSP alone. They churn those games out like Call of Duty. It's pretty insane. The Bleach Heat the Soul series, there's like 6 of those games. Just completely churn them out Call of Duty style. Put one out like every year. Like, milk that for all it was worth. It was a good idea in retrospect, because Bleach has kind of just killed its own popularity with the filler. The like straight year of filler on the anime, which in turn killed the manga. It's like the popularity wasn't working in tandem anymore. No one was watching the anime because it just kind of turned into Seinfeld. Like nothing was happening. And that in turn killed the manga, so the guy had to like end it just randomly. I never watched it myself, but I was living in a bachelor pad at the time, and my roommates were like really super into it, and they got tired of the filler and they stopped watching. These were guys that had like all the DVDs. They had like wall scrolls in their rooms and stuff. They were super fans. I got to see the decline of Bleach like firsthand. Bleach just turned into Seinfeld overnight. They thought that it was a good idea to just have like a year straight of filler episodes. Naruto is pretty much the only one that's shown in anime that's survived that. I'd argue Naruto barely did, to be fair. Naruto is kind of pushing it, I think. A lot of people fell out with that when they did like a year of filler too. But Bleach just couldn't survive. Bleach was pretty highly popular for a while, but they screwed it up for themselves, really. I think that's why more of the modern shonen are like not doing that. Like, I don't think My Hero does that, do they? They're not doing like a year straight of filler. It's like actually things still happening. The best Bleach games are the DS ones by far. They're good, they're good Kusage. Like, shit fighting games that are fun to play. They were decently competitive for a while. I recommend those games. You can go track them down on like a ROM site or something. They're worth playing. They were made by Treasure, so that's probably why they're playable. Very similar to the Yu Yu Hakusho Genesis game, Makio Toitusen or whatever it's called. Like, it plays pretty much like that, but more like modernized, and with Bleach characters. Those are, I think a lot of people would say those are the best Bleach games, by like a super large margin. I think they just know how to make shonen stuff and not just kill off their own franchise now. I think Bleach was a wake-up call for like all the shonen that's been around since then. Don't do a year straight of filler and expect people to still watch. I don't know. There's not much else to it than that. Naruto was the only one to survive the Seinfeld arc of just like nothing happening. You need like insane popularity to get through that. Even Dragon Ball Z, while it was still being made, was like never that bad. They would drag things out like crazy, but things were still happening. It's like incomparable. Dragon Ball was more like things are still happening, it just takes like 8 episodes more than it should. They didn't do like straight like year of Seinfeld episodes. Pretty big difference in my opinion. GG's. Skipping rider kicks is illegal. It's against the law.
一文字。ああ、本郷。はっ。
This is actually very reminiscent to the actual show. Because the show, if you guys haven't seen the original Kamen Rider show, they had like 5 final bosses in that series. They would beat one final boss, and then another one would appear, so it was very much the Dragon Ball infinite plot formula. Like, one boss gets beaten and another one spawns. Kamen Rider was doing that first. The first Kamen Rider series was very much like that. They went through like 5 commanders in that series. Yeah, Dragon Ball is not the originator of the shonen, shonen like infinite plot formula where they grind to beat a boss and then another one appears. It was Kamen Rider was like the first one to do that, because they went through like so many different commanders before they got to the actual final boss. It's like 100 episodes. It's like 98 episodes. So obviously they put that in there because this is a roguelike and you have to be able to keep playing, but it works out, because that's pretty much how the original series was. Like, they would beat one final boss and then another one would spawn. And they grind to beat that boss. Repeat. I think Dragon Ball is just what like really popularized that kind of formula that pretty much every shonen anime follows. That's probably why shonen anime makes such good video games. They're very video gamey in the narrative. It's basically grinding to beat a boss, and then a post-game boss arrives and the level cap gets increased. And then they grind to beat that boss again. Repeat that until the series ends. The servers shut down. Nah, I wouldn't call the original Kamen Rider for kids. People die pretty violently in that series that they could like never show it now. It's just the stuff that boomers grew up with in Japan was like hardcore.
待ってチェックして
Kamen Rider is still pretty brutal. It's just like they don't have NPCs dying like terribly like they used to. They cut back on that a lot.
どうするの？強化するのね。
Kamen Rider original one is like it's like red shirts, but they die like far more gruesomely than red shirts. They get turned into like acid and stuff. Well, there we go. He's 60% complete. It seems like if you bring an NPC with you, they don't get credit for anything that they do, so you have to actually play with them. That's what I was curious about. Yeah, it doesn't look like he got credit for anything. It's just along for the ride. Oh, that's good to know, at least. That's pretty significant progress on this game for one day. We're gonna play something else now. I'll play more of that later. Yeah, Kamen Rider has the original series has like 5 final bosses. They go through they go through a lot of final bosses. And they do it in like a third of the episodes of Dragon Ball Z did too, so it's still like way too long. There's no reason to watch all of it, but pretty interesting stuff regardless. The bird in this game is an honorary Kamen Rider because he just punches and kicks things. He's a Kamen Rider without the name. Keshi Hongo would be proud. That's the only reason I play this game, is I hate first-person shooters. And the melee characters in this game are really fun, and they're viable too. They're like well-designed. Unlike a lot of these other FPS games that try to do melee combat, it's actually done really well here. Like Borderlands sucks at melee characters pretty much. They can't get melee combat right. This game made by like 5 people did it. Pretty embarrassing, honestly. You get like a big kick with like a ton of invincibility frames. It gives you shield back. The thing about Borderlands Melee is that they want it to all be during like a long ass cooldown ability that you have to wait like 3 minutes to do again. So like you're actually doing something different for like 30 seconds, and then you have to go back to just shooting a gun again, which you can do in like hundreds of games. The melee characters in this are very strong. They're very well designed. You can tell they're specifically to get money out of people like me. I hate first-person shooters. They're like bottom-of-the-barrel games for me. But this guy is just a Kamen Rider. You just run up and kick stuff and punch them. Pretty satisfying. They know their audience. Hey, if you just want to shoot guns, you can do that in this game too. There's lots of really inventive ways to do that, but if you just want to punch and kick things, there's 2 melee characters that let you do just that. You don't have to be good at aiming. I'm terrible at first-person shooters, I can still clear this game. This is more like a first-person puncher. This character. Let's see what we got here. Crackdown I never played because I never had an Xbox. I've heard of that game before. I've seen it before. Never played it. Bayonetta 3 is not very good, no. It's not a very good game. No, the hardcore fans hate it too. That's the thing about Bayonetta 3. The hardcore fans hate it too. There's no, like, idiot casual gamer agenda with that game. The hardcore fans hate it too. For both the story and the gameplay, how shit the campaign is to play because of all the mini-games and, of course, walking sections and stuff. Yeah, you can't pin that on the mainstream. People like me didn't like the game either, so... They wanted that game to review well with casual game journalists, but it came at the cost of just annihilating the replay value. There's so many just awful mini games and filler crap in that game. It's a shame. No, the mini games in Bayonetta 3 are way worse. They also run at like 20 FPS too, which doesn't help things. You had to play as like a spider and a bird demon, and it runs at like 15 FPS. It's just miserable to play. You could tell they like focus tested that game. Like, how are we gonna make like reviewers that don't even care about action games like that, care about character action games? How are we gonna make them give this like at least an 8 out of 10? Like, we're gonna put variety in the game. The variety is just mini games that run like shit in the play. Like, if that's your idea of variety, that's not really what I play these games for. The same exact problem that people have with Wonderful 101. That game has really innovative combat. You spend like more than half of the game like not actually fighting things. It just doesn't make any sense because it's like you clearly designed the game to be replayable, but then they put shit like that in there that makes you just like not want to play it at all, which is precisely the problem with Bayonetta 3. I'm thinking there will be like a Nintendo Direct for that game, like probably the later half of the year. Well, they'll probably announce some DLC for it, I'm sure. Nintendo's business strategy seems to be like Namco's, where they don't want single-player games to just die right away. Like, they want them to get content to keep them relevant for longer. Especially Nintendo, because their games are like $60 forever. Because the store page for Bayonetta 3 mentions in-app purchases, which means DLC of some sort, like levels or costumes or weapons or like maybe just a campaign or something. Nothing's come of it yet. The game's been out for like 6 months. So either that fell through and they bailed on it, which I don't think they did, because the game sold pretty well. For Bayonetta standards, it sold like crazy. Maybe not by like more popular series like standards, but for Bayonetta, it sold. I think it's like the highest selling Bayonetta game already. It's only been out for like 6 months. Maybe they'll fix the game that way. I could definitely use some content that's not playing for the story. That game is devoid of replay value because of how minigame filled the campaign is. Hopefully they add something like that. I don't want them to add more story though, because that'll be fun to play like once, and then it'll be miserable. Bayonetta 3 goes out of its way to like make you not want to play it if you actually care about the gameplay, like the combat system. It goes out of its way to make you hate it, because it doesn't let you interact with the combat. You always have to be crap. That game's story was so stupid. Let's try to humanize Ryu for some reason, even though the NES games already established that he's not He's not killing just to kill. He's not bloodthirsty. He's not a sociopath. He's just placed in situations where a bunch of asexually reproducing ninjas are always trying to kill him. Like, what is he supposed to do? It just didn't make any sense. It's not like Batman Arkham Knight where they like go into like the actual... You go into like the actual like dark side of Batman. He feels like, you know, he's close to wanting to kill sometimes. Because like mentally he's not doing well. There's no angle like that. It's just like it's pretty much just he's placed in situations where the only thing he can do is fight. I mean, what is he supposed to do? Like give him a free membership to his OnlyFans or something? Like it's such a stupid story. What is he supposed to do? What can anybody do in that situation? Unless they have like some ability to just make people like not violent. Make them just like, you know, pacify or something. The only way to get out of that, you know, self-defense or like have some kind of power to just make them like pacify and not want to fight anymore. Like at the beginning of Vanilla Ninja Gaiden 3, there's like the guy like begging for his life, and Ryu just kills him. It's like that's not what Ryu would do. He wouldn't kill that guy. He would not kill that guy because he's not a threat to him. He kills in self-defense. It's like they don't even understand the character. You don't even understand the character you're writing for. Yeah, they removed that first guy. The way that they like tried to fix it was they basically made it so everybody attacks him without hesitation. That's how they fixed it, without like making new cutscenes. It's like they were trying to go for the Batman angle, but Ryu's never had the same problem as Batman. The thing about Batman is he like swears to not kill, but you know, the villains that know him well, they know that he won't kill them, so they exploit it. They put him in situations where he gets really pissed off, and they try to push him to his limits. It's kind of what the Batman Arkham games are about. Like how much can he honor his little ring that he's got? When the villains know about it, and they try to fuck with it. Like Ryu's never been like that. It's pretty much, yeah, he'll kill, but he's not really given a choice. What is he supposed to do? Can't just like walk out of a room of asexually reproducing ninjas without like some violence or conflict. Yeah, Razor's Edge just has a really stupid story. It doesn't make sense. It felt like the writer, or writers, I don't know how many people were working on the plot for that game. They didn't even know the character they're writing for. It's like, even back in the NES games, it's like he just gets placed in situations where he has to kill. Like, that's literally all there is to it. It's a stupid message to convey. Like, there's nothing anybody can do in that situation. It's kill or be killed when it's like that. That happens sometimes, though. Like, they get people to write stuff that, like, they don't even know the character they're writing for. I think they tried to fix what they could, but you can't polish a turd, as we all know. You can't polish a turd. There's only so much that can be done. Unless you're gonna make like a completely different game. It also only came out like a year after the original, so not really a lot of dev time. Well, they try to compensate for people who like stop playing video games or you don't like the series anymore. Problem is that they end up usually making something that nobody wants. Like the old fans don't want it, and the new fans are like not interested because it's not a mainstream kind of game. So nobody wins pretty much. They've tried doing that with Call of Duty countless times. The Call of Duty community just wants the same game over and over. So, you know, they tried to add like powers and air dashes and stuff. Like it's just they just didn't want it. They just want boots on the ground. It's like, what can you do in that situation? It's like Dynasty Warriors 9. They tried to appeal to like the Ubisoft crowd and it didn't work because it has like nowhere near as much content and depth as those games do. So didn't really grow the community or fan base at all. They tried to, but it just didn't work. Let's see, I think there's like one more wave and then the boss. I think I have a pretty good build. Might be able to beat it. Just down here. Got an invincibility buff like in the middle of the level, so I'm gonna save that. It's like a Hail Mary. Plus 22. That's pretty nuts. What stats does it have on it? It's pretty good. The boss, I will have to use the gun, unfortunately, because it likes to do a lot of attacks that you don't want to be up close to, so that's why I'm actually using the gun a little bit more now. Still lots of punches and kicks. better than a Muso. The punch hits like the entire screen. Beautiful. I punch and like everybody gets dicked, no matter how far away they are. I'd play Call of Duty when you can play this. You can just punch things. I don't even think the Doom guy can beat this. Doom guy might have had his match. Common Rider Bird here. that invincibility scroll that I had. I need to go find that really quick, because that's going to be a really big buffer. I gotta remember where it is. I'm not leaving without it. It's around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Yeah. It's must-have. Makes you invincible. I don't think there's anything else I really need. I think I'm good to go. There's the portal. Let's end it. missing a little bit of ammo. Let's go check the remnants of the mosh pit, try to find some more ammo, just in case. Everything's starting to despawn. There we go. Full ammo. Make sure he can't upgrade this anymore. Pretty good. Let's see what he's got. I'm not risking taking scrolls right now. Holy shit, it's 2 in the morning. I think I lost track of time. But yeah, I did one run of this, and I did one Kamen Rider run. Yeah, it's about 2 hours. 2 hours for both of those games, pretty much. Both about an hour. Pretty normal. Plus 24. Let's see if he's got anything. Oh, that would have been nice to have earlier, dude. Alright, let's go. That was a good run. Nice. GG's. He got bodied. I definitely used my rider kicks very wisely there. To go through a lot of his, because you're invincible until he actually does the kick. So the game plan with him is basically to kick. You kick and then you shotgun. You could do like this: you kick, you shotgun, and then you punch. Because that procs like all your elements, and then you're punching them, so the shield goes down. Yeah, GG's. That was fun. That's a good end to the stream right there. Look at that damage done. Like 42 billion. Well, GG's. I can't top that tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed. Let's go ahead and level up a little bit, I think. Let's see what I got in here. It's two roguelikes cleared tonight. Alright, see you guys later. Maybe we'll do another, maybe we'll repeat this later. We'll do Kamen Rider and then that Musou mode and that FPS game I was just playing. Or I might play some Basara or something. Yeah, good night. Thanks for watching.